tell a woman what she can do and cannot do with her own body. How dare they? How dare they try to stop her from determining her own future?
That was the border czar, Kamala Harris, calling the potential overturn of Roe v. Wade an attack on women's rights. Draft of the Supreme Court's opinion on Roe v. Wade has been leaked. Stunning betrayal of trust that will shake up the institutional landscape for the foreseeable future. Joining me now, host of the Trish Regan Show, editor-in-chief of TrishIntel.com, Trish Regan herself. Hey, lady, you tweeted on this, said, quote, how else could the left win given that we're facing a devastating economy, skyrocketing inflation, overrun border, and war? I thought it was pretty well said, pretty succinct. Do you think Americans will forget about all the Democrats' misery they've been spreading around if Roe versus Wade is overturned?
Chris, I think that's the idea here. I think there's an extremely political component to all of this. And I think that the Democrats are really hopeful that all the bad stuff that's happening right now, and, I laid it out there, whether you're talking inflation, whether you're talking war, whether you're talking about the border, they are very hopeful, Chris, that all that will be forgotten. Why? Because they got their issue, this one big wedge issue. They want to get the base rallied up. They want to get the moderates rallied up, and they figure this is the ticket. So I think that there's a lot of political capital going into this that they are going to spend. Perhaps, in some ways, they're at a disadvantage in that the expectation is the decision could come as soon as June, right? And, it's a long time between June and November. But I think if it were to be overturned in June, you would still see the Democrats playing this for all it's worth. Don't forget, they've been just so anxious, right, to pack the court. I mean, this could be one way that they would think about doing that. So I wouldn't put anything past them.
Well, the leak came out. Of course, the left-wing hysteria broke out. Democrats seemed ready. They had protests ready to go, fundraising letters ready to go, and all the signs and everything. You think there's a possibility there was coordination on this leak, this betrayal of the Supreme Court and the Democrat Party?
I think there absolutely was. I mean, I'd be shocked if there wasn't. It was far too well orchestrated, far too succinct. I mean, it came out on a Monday, by the way, talking about trying to capture the whole news cycle for a week. They weren't planning on burying this one. I think it was very deliberate. I think it was very coordinated. And I think that this is the one issue that Democrats are hopeful they can come together on, right? It's not like, AOC, Bernie Sanders, we're seeing eye to eye, shall we say, with Joe Biden, although I've argued he's gone way too far left. He should, at this point, be seeing eye to eye with those guys. But this is something they can all rally around, and this is something that they can push. And you heard this sort of emotional presence, right, in Kamala's voice as she was just giving that speech. This is what they're going to do, and they are hoping that women, independents, all of these people that are really kind of disenchanted with what's been going on, because let's face it, from a policy perspective, we're in pretty darn bad shape. They're hoping those people are going to come back and vote for Democrats in November.
I don't know. All I saw Kamala Harris's soundbite there, and all I could think of was Hillary Clinton. Nurse Ratched is all I got into my head. Here is so-called legal analyst Ellie Mistal, I think is how you pronounce her name, reacting to the SCOTUS leak on MSNBS. Watch.
Alito's fundamental legal reasoning is that abortion is not a fundamental right because it doesn't go back to the founding, because the founding fathers didn't recognize abortion as a fundamental right. And he's right about that. The founding fathers didn't recognize abortion as a fundamental right because the founding fathers were racist, misogynist jerk faces who didn't believe that women had any rights at all.
Sorry, I don't know who this person is. I thought it was a chick. Sorry. I looked everywhere in the Constitution for a woman's right to slaughter her baby. It's not in there. As an American woman, do you view the U.S. Constitution as an infringement on your rights?
No, I revere our Constitution, and I was a history scholar who studied actually specifically early American history, who grew up in one of the original 13 colonies, who just was surrounded by Revolutionary War sort of stories as a child. Listen, I I think the world of our founding fathers, and we would not have the country we have today had it not been for their brilliance. But you see what's going on. This is an effort, Chris, and this is serious stuff, to really undermine those founding fathers, to undermine history, to change history, and to rewrite history. You know, these guys are sexist, or gosh, I mean, even worse, the things that that person, man or woman, was saying. I mean, come on. This is, I think people see through that. I mean, if I were an MSNBC viewer, I think I would hope I would see through that. That was a lot of theater, a lot of theatrics, but over time, right, it chips away. And so the narrative that's being spun by the left has become increasingly dangerous because they want to basically leave behind and tar and feather anything that has made this great country the success it is.
Right, the Constitution. They're after the Constitution because it protects us from totalitarian government, and the left wing has been trying to dismantle our protections, whether it be from police, whether it be, to defund the police, to the Constitution, anything that protects we the people from them, they want to take apart. Trish Regan, thank you very much. Appreciate the time.